We know when we think about Japanese watches, brands like Casio, Seiko, and a few others usually come to mind. But beyond these familiar names, there are wonderful Japanese watches offering exceptional craftsmanship, unique designs, and thoughtful details. From independent artisans to modern brands, these timepieces showcase skill, creativity, and precision. So let's take a closer look at what these unique brands offer. Future Funk is a Japanese brand that leans into retro futuristic ideas rather than traditional watchmaking history. The company started gaining attention for bringing back a style that first appeared in the 1970s and giving it a modern, affordable twist. The main appeal of Future Funk comes from its unusual way of showing time. Instead of hands, the watches use a mechanical disc system that flips numbers as they pass, almost like an old-school digital counter. The discs rotate underneath the crystal, giving you this satisfying, almost mechanical toy feeling every time the minutes change. This brand's watches highlight this concept well. They keep the case shape bold and simple, so your eyes naturally go to the spinning time display. The LED-inspired styling, chunky cases and brushed surfaces give the watches a strong retro vibe, but the internal mechanism keeps everything smooth and reliable. It's a playful approach that stands out from typical analog or digital watches. Future Funk doesn't aim to be traditional or high-end. It aims to be fun, different, and a little nostalgic. And for many collectors, that's exactly the charm. Not is a Tokyo-based Japanese watch brand that started with a straightforward idea: create well-made watches at accessible prices while keeping production inside Japan. The watches themselves focus on clean design. Not keeps the cases slim, the markers simple, and the overall look easy to pair with almost anything. Nothing feels busy or exaggerated, which is why the watches work well for daily wear. The real appeal, though, comes from how customizable they are. Not encourages people to mix and match different dials with a wide selection of straps. Leather from respected Japanese tanneries, mesh bracelets, stitched fabric, and other handcrafted options. Everything is designed to swap easily, so you can change the look of the watch depending on the mood or setting. This combination of Japanese craftsmanship and personalization is what makes Not stand out. It offers a watch that feels thoughtful, approachable, and shaped by the hands of multiple artisans rather than a single factory line. Credor is one of those Japanese watch brands many people overlook, even though it represents some of the finest work coming out of Japan. It sits under Seiko, but you won't find any Seiko name on the dial. When Credor was created in the 1970s, the goal was simple: build watches that showed the highest level of skill Seiko's craftsmen could achieve. Over time, that turned Credor into a quiet space for serious hand finishing and thoughtful mechanical work. A lot of Credor watches use Seiko's spring drive movements, but with extra refinements you won't see elsewhere. The brand even sought guidance from Philippe Dufour, one of the most respected independent watchmakers, to improve its finishing methods. That alone says a lot about what Credor aims for. The watch most associated with the brand is the Aichi. The first version launched in 2008, and the Aichi 2 followed in 2015. It looks minimal at first glance, but the porcelain dial, hand-painted markers, handmade hands and carefully decorated spring drive movement reveal the deeper story. Credor is quiet, but its craftsmanship speaks clearly. When you look at Namika watches, what stands out immediately is their clean, modern design. The brand is relatively new, so there isn't a long history to tell, but its focus on detail and precision is clear from the first glance. Namika excels at creating timepieces that feel balanced and deliberate. The dials are simple but carefully designed, the hands and markers are perfectly proportioned, and the polished case surfaces catch the light in just the right way. Nothing is overdone, yet everything is purposeful, showing a quiet attention to quality. Even with minimal styling, Namika watches have thoughtful touches that make them feel refined. The cases are solid yet comfortable, and straps are made to suit both casual and more formal settings. Every watch reflects careful craftsmanship and precision in movement. With Namika, you get a modern Japanese watch that combines subtle elegance, reliable construction, and a restrained contemporary style that works for everyday wear. When you first see a Tacs watch, what catches your eye is the unique perspective on time the brand brings. Founded in Japan, Tacs focuses on creating watches that are visually interesting while remaining functional, blending artistry with everyday wearability. The brand experiments with how time is displayed and how a watch interacts with the wearer. Many of its watches feature creative dial designs, layered textures, and distinctive case shapes that make checking the time feel like discovering a small detail each day. The finishing on the cases and hands is carefully done, showing a clear commitment to quality, even in bold designs. Tacs also pays attention to comfort and versatility. The straps, whether leather fabric or metal, are chosen to complement the watch without overwhelming it. Overall, it offers something different from typical Japanese watches, combining a playful, artistic approach with solid construction. For anyone looking for a watch that's stylish, original, and thoughtfully made, it provides a unique option that stands out without being over the top. Hajime Asaoka watches immediately stand out for their meticulous craftsmanship and unique personality. Asaoka, a self-taught Japanese watchmaker, quickly earned respect for combining traditional techniques with his own vision, creating timepieces that are both technical and artistic. Every detail of an Asaoka watch is carefully considered. Cases, dials, and movements are hand-designed and assembled, often taking months to finish a single piece. The dials are clean and proportioned, while the cases feature subtle curves and polished surfaces that reflect light beautifully. Even the movements are hand-finished, with careful attention to beveling, engraving and polishing, showing a level of dedication rarely seen outside independent watchmaking. Beyond technical mastery, Asaoka's watches convey individuality. Each watch feels personal, whether it's the tactile quality of the crown, the shape of the hands, or the overall balance of the design. Wearing one is more than telling time. It's appreciating the artistry, patience, and vision that have made Hajime Asaka one of Japan's most respected independent watchmakers. Minase may be a newer watch brand, founded in 2005, but it comes from a company with deep roots in precision machining. Kuoe and Kuoe, established in 1963, spent decades making high-quality cases and bracelets for other brands. Eventually, they decided to create their own watches, and that decision shaped Minase's identity. Because of that background, Minase puts a lot of attention into its cases. The shapes, edges, and finishing become the main character of the watch. One of the brand's most recognisable pieces is the 5 windows. Its name comes from the 5 sapphire crystals built into the case, allowing different views inside the watch. It gives the design a layered feeling, almost like you're looking into a small mechanical sculpture on the wrist. Another important model is the Davido. It looks more familiar at first, but the angular case and detailed dial reveal how much metalwork goes into it. The Davido even gained extra attention when former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was seen wearing one. Minase may be quiet, but its watches leave a clear impression. WMT watches are instantly recognisable for their vintage-inspired designs and attention to detail. The brand doesn't have a long history, but it has quickly built a reputation for creating mechanical watches that capture the spirit of classic dive and military styles while keeping a modern edge. What makes it stand out is the way they combine old-school design cues with careful finishing. The cases are polished and brushed with precision. The dials feature vintage textures, and the hands and markers are shaped to evoke a nostalgic feel. Every watch is built to feel solid on the wrist, yet the details keep it from feeling heavy or dated. It also offers a lot of variety in terms of customization. Straps, bezels, and dials are thoughtfully coordinated, allowing collectors to choose combinations that suit their personal style. the brand successfully balances homage to historical designs with quality mechanical movements, giving wearers watches that feel both familiar and fresh. For anyone who loves vintage aesthetics with modern reliability, WMT watches offer a distinctive choice. The Stack is a Japanese brand known for clean, minimalist watches that focus on thoughtful design rather than history. The brand keeps things simple, letting the quality of its craftsmanship speak for itself. The watches are defined by their balanced dials, precise hands, and polished cases. Every line and curve is carefully considered, creating a sense of refinement without feeling overdone. The design emphasizes clarity and proportion, giving each watch a timeless, understated look. Straps and bracelets are crafted to match the clean aesthetic, making the watches versatile for both casual and formal wear. The Stack focuses on delivering subtle elegance and reliability, showing that a watch doesn't need flashy features to stand out. With attention to finishing, comfort, and durability, each piece feels deliberate and well made. For those who value quiet design and careful craftsmanship, the Stack offers modern Japanese watches that are simple, refined, and built to last. If you're exploring Japanese watches, Fukushima Watch Co immediately stands out for its hands-on, detail-oriented approach. The brand doesn't rely on a long history. Instead, it focuses on creating timepieces that combine craftsmanship with thoughtful design. What makes Fukushima watches interesting is how much attention goes into every component. The dials are carefully textured, the hands and markers are precise, and the cases are polished and finished with care. The design stays clean and balanced, giving each watch a sense of quiet sophistication without unnecessary decoration. The straps and bracelets are chosen to complement the watches perfectly, making them comfortable and versatile for daily wear. Even with their understated look, Fukushima watches feel deliberate and well executed, reflecting the skill of the artisans behind them. Kikuchi Nakagawa was founded in 2018 by watchmaker Tomonari Nakagawa and designer Yusuke Kikuchi, a partnership built on a shared obsession with metalwork and traditional watchmaking. Even though the brand is young, it has already developed a reputation for extreme hand finishing and a waitlist that stretches for years. What really defines Kikuchi Nakagawa is the way they approach each watch as both an object of art and a traditional timekeeper. At first glance, it looks clean and simple, but the level of hand polishing on the case, done using traditional techniques, is something collectors notice immediately. The lugs, bezel lines, and overall proportions feel deliberately refined rather than flashy. The Munamori follows the same approach, offering a slightly different set of details, but the same careful handwork. Every surface, edge, and contour is shaped by artisans rather than machines. Kikuchi Nakagawa may operate on a tiny scale, but their watches speak loudly through craftsmanship. Masahiro Kikuno is a very small independent Japanese watchmaker who took a different path compared to brands inspired by vintage Swiss design. What sets Kikuno apart is his approach to storytelling through mechanical ideas linked to Japanese history. One of his most talked about creations is the Wadoke, a watch inspired by traditional Japanese timekeeping, where the length of hours changed with the seasons. Instead of following the typical 12 equal hours, the movement uses a system of cams and indicators to recreate this old method of measuring time. The result isn't just a watch, it's a miniature lesson in how earlier Japanese society viewed the passing of the day. Another notable piece is the tenpei, which showcases his ability to merge decorative arts with technical skill. From engraved plates to polished surfaces shaped by hand tools, each watch reflects hundreds of hours of individual craftsmanship. When you look at Kurono Tokyo watches, the first thing that stands out is their elegant contemporary design with a clear Japanese aesthetic. Founded by Hajime Asaoka, the brand emphasizes clean dials, subtle details, and limited production to keep each watch special. Kurono Tokyo watches focus on proportion and refinement. The cases are polished and shaped to catch light naturally, while the hands and markers maintain crisp readability. Despite minimalistic design, there's a richness in the finishing. Careful brushing, subtle textures, and precise curves give the watches a sense of depth and sophistication. Each piece balances tradition with modern sensibilities, creating a look that works for both daily wear and formal occasions. Owning a Kurono Tokyo watch feels like holding a small piece of Japanese artistry. Limited production means each watch is rare, and the brand's philosophy of combining elegance, clarity, and hand-finished details makes each timepiece a distinctive addition to any collection. Mirco is a Japanese independent brand that immediately draws attention for its approachable, design-focused watches. The company keeps its story simple, letting its watches speak for themselves with thoughtful proportions and details. Mirco watches focus on clarity and balance. The dials are easy to read, the hands and markers are precise, and the cases are polished to a smooth, refined finish. Even though the designs are straightforward, small touches like textured dials, subtle colour accents, and carefully shaped lugs make the watches feel considered and personal. Straps are designed to complement the overall aesthetic, providing comfort and versatility for daily wear. Mirco emphasises watches that are wearable yet distinctive, showing that simplicity can be stylish when executed with care. Whether you're pairing it with casual outfits or something more formal, Mirco watches combine reliability, thoughtful design, and modern Japanese craftsmanship in a way that makes them stand out quietly but confidently. If you've ever explored Japanese watches, Alba immediately feels familiar but with its own character. As part of Seiko's family, Alba combines Japanese engineering with approachable styling, creating watches that are easy to wear while still reflecting attention to detail. Alba watches focus on versatility and practicality. The dials are clear and uncluttered, hands and markers are proportioned for readability, and the cases are finished with careful attention to polish and shape. Designs range from classic to contemporary, making them suitable for a wide variety of occasions. The brand also experiments with colour and textures in subtle ways, giving each watch personality without being flashy. Alba watches offer a balanced experience, approachable design, reliable movements, and a quality feel that comes from Japanese manufacturing. Whether you're starting a collection or just want a dependable everyday watch, Alba provides timepieces that combine clarity, craftsmanship, and thoughtful style in a package that's both familiar and distinct. Kuoe watch immediately catches the eye for its modern Japanese aesthetic and attention to detail. The brand focuses on producing watches that feel contemporary while maintaining clear design principles and refined finishing. The watches themselves emphasize proportion and legibility. Dials are clean, with subtle textures and well-shaped hands. Cases are polished and shaped to balance light reflection with comfort on the wrist. Even in simple designs, small details, like layered surfaces or precise bevels, show careful craftsmanship. Straps are chosen to complement the cases, offering versatility for both casual and formal settings. Kuoe focuses on delivering watches that feel personal, precise, and comfortable. For collectors who appreciate modern Japanese design without excessive ornamentation, Kuoe watches stand out by combining clarity, thoughtful finishing, and everyday wearability in a way that makes each piece feel both elegant and accessible. Orion Watch is a Japanese brand that emphasises bold design choices while keeping a strong focus on craftsmanship. The brand aims to make watches that are immediately recognisable and precise, balancing aesthetic appeal with mechanical reliability. Orion watches are defined by their clean yet impactful dials, well-proportioned hands, and robust cases. The finishing on each piece is deliberate, with polished surfaces, sharp edges, and attention to small details that elevate the overall look. Even with their distinctive design, the watches remain wearable and comfortable, reflecting thoughtfulness in both function and style. Straps and bracelets are carefully chosen to complement the case and dial, making the watches versatile for daily wear. Orion demonstrates how modern Japanese watchmaking can blend bold design with technical care. I.Taru Watch stands out for its creative and experimental approach to Japanese watchmaking. The brand is relatively young, but has quickly earned attention for watches that combine clear design with unusual details. The watches focus on readability, proportion, and texture. Dials are often layered or accented subtly, hands are carefully shaped, and cases are polished or brushed to highlight their geometry. The designs balance modern styling with Japanese craftsmanship, resulting in watches that feel personal and considered. Straps and bracelets are chosen to enhance both comfort and aesthetic coherence. I.Taru emphasizes watches that feel distinctive without being overwhelming, providing versatility for daily wear while still appealing to collectors who appreciate subtle design innovation. Each watch reflects thoughtfulness in both construction and presentation. I.Taru proves that Japanese watchmaking can be inventive and approachable at the same time, giving wearers pieces that are as functional as they are visually engaging. At first glance, Carl Lyman watches stand out for their clean and timeless design. The brand doesn't rely on a long history. Instead, it focuses on craftsmanship and thoughtful details that make each watch feel refined and approachable. Carl Lyman pays attention to every element, from the dial to the case. The dials are simple but layered with subtle textures, while the markers are proportioned for clarity and balance. The hands are carefully shaped, and the polished cases reflect light smoothly, showing the brand's quiet dedication to finishing. Straps are designed to match this careful approach. Durable, comfortable, and thoughtfully styled, they complement the watches without overpowering them. The overall effect is a timepiece that feels versatile, able to move easily between casual and formal wear, while maintaining a sense of refinement. Carl Lyman proves that simplicity, precision, and attention to detail can create modern Japanese watches that feel both contemporary and lasting, offering a balance of elegance and everyday practicality. We know Citizen. Some of you might be familiar with it, but honestly not everyone knows the full story. That's why we picked it, and it's also the last brand on our list. Citizen has built a global reputation for precision, reliability, and innovative technology, all while keeping its watches stylish and approachable. Citizen watches combine clear, readable dials with well-proportioned hands and polished cases designed for comfort and elegance. One of the brand's standout features is its EcoDrive technology, which powers watches using light, eliminating the need for battery changes. Movements are precise, and the overall build is durable, reflecting decades of expertise in Japanese watchmaking. Straps and bracelets complement the watch's design, whether for casual, business, or everyday wear. Citizen manages to balance technology, style, and usability, giving wearers dependable timepieces that feel thoughtful and well-made. These are the Japanese watch brands that truly deserve your attention. Which one caught your eye, and which would you choose for your collection? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more content like this, featuring unique watches, craftsmanship, and stories from around the world.